Hey y'all, welcome to Warrior Network. I'm Olivia.
And I'm Colette. We have a great show coming up full of sports, interviews, and more.
Enjoy! Hey guys, welcome to Warrior Network.
We're excited to show you guys everything that's going on this fall.
Speaking of fall, the weather's getting colder and the cold need more coats.
You're totally right, Olivia. Since the weather's getting cooler, a lot of people need coats. So our school is holding an opportunity for you guys to donate your old coats.
Remember to save some so you can go to our great games.
Our winter sports are just around the corner, and our fall sports are just ending. Let's send it over to Samantha and Dylan for our play-by-play.
Thank you. Welcome to Play by Play. I'm Sam.
And I'm Dylan, and today we are going to talk about the sports that are going on this season.
Last week, the high school football team had a homecoming game against Grace. In the end, Grace came out on top with a score being 35-14.
The Vols also had a football game. They took on Alabama but were not able to pull through. When the game ended, the score was 37-20.
This Friday, the Warriors will take on Boyd Buchanan for their last home game of the season.
Kickoff is at 7 and the theme is Pink Out. We hope to see you there, Warriors.
Now back to Colette and Olivia.
Thanks, Samantha. It's great to hear about all of our athletics. The Warriors have been working super hard.
But it's not just the athletes, it's the musicians too.
Totally. Speaking of which, I think we have a video from Sarah about our band teacher, Miss Bullock.
I spend a lot of time prepping. I'm looking through music to see what we need to work on. I'm getting ready for, if we're getting ready for a concert, I'm looking at the music that we're about to work on and seeing what concepts I need to teach you before we can perform it. As far as physically getting ready for band class, I come in and I make sure all of the chairs and stands are orderly and all of the percussion instruments are out that we need for the day. And then I pull up my slideshow for the day so that way when students come in the room, they know exactly what we're doing. So when it's a whole bunch of students in one room that all have an instrument in their hand, it can sometimes get crazy, but I just set up good expectations at the beginning of the year of making sure that we're not talking or we're not playing while I'm talking, and so it makes everything a little bit easier, and I've got great students that listen to instructions very well, so yeah.
Well, it usually starts the week before. Like today, I'm actually working on next week. And I'm always trying to weave in several things, because in English you want to work on vocabulary, you want to work on writing, you want to work on reading and interpreting what you read, and then you want to work on grammar, and sometimes you want to work on public speaking. So there's all these pieces. So I'm always trying to I kind of map out how am I going to fit all of the pieces in at least once, but hopefully more than once each week. You know, I've got those 4 rules, so I try to remember them. I try not to make up extra rules. One of them is listen and follow directions, raise your hand before speaking and leaving your seat, keep your hands and stuff, all of your belongings to yourself, and respect your classmates and your teachers. And most of the things I want students to do fit into all of those. I'm not the only one who's getting things ready to happen at school. All of you come into the class with enthusiasm and curiosity and ideas, and so in a way we're kind of working on it together, and I do love it.
That was super interesting to hear about all the band and Miss Goodman are doing.
They're both working super hard on all of their work.
So is Miss Bullock. It must be hard to coordinate that much.
Definitely. But now that you mention it, she's not the only one who works really hard with our school.
You're right. Miss Park, our school counselor, also works really hard.
That's right. Macy and I made a video about how hard she works. Let's check that out.
I have 4 children. I have a 2nd grader, a 4th grader, a 6th grader, and an 8th grader. and 2 dogs and 1 bunny and a husband. So there's 2 types of counselors in schools. There's a school counselor, professional school counselor, and a guidance counselor. And then a school counselor is a person who mostly focuses on social, emotional, and you have to have a degree that specializes in that. So that is what I am kind of now, a school counselor as opposed to a guidance counselor, even though I just found out what that was. When kids feel safe and comfortable, like I don't want to have a couch that's white and kids are like, oh my gosh, I have Cheetos in my hand, but I need to come talk to you, and like feel like they're gonna like stain my office. So I love working here. I love hanging out with kids. I love getting to know kids that I would never have gotten to know otherwise. I like talking to parents through hard things with their kids. I think sometimes parents get really emotional, upset, and then they come and talk to me and they're like, okay, that makes me feel better. So I'm thankful that I came to CAK. I think it's a great place to work. I love our front office people. We're all really good friends and we work really well together because we have like very different gifts. And I love being able to be with kids in a different way than like when I was a teacher. I was more like, I was teaching and grading, and I just don't feel like I have to do that part of it, but I get to still have relationships with kids.
You're a bucket of bolts.
I have 4
That was an amazing video. It's super cool to hear about everything she does for our school.
It seems everybody is super helpful in our school, especially now that winter is just the next month and the weather's already getting colder.
Personally, I hope it snows this Christmas. Let's send it over to Sarah with our weekly weather report.
Yes, guys, it has definitely gotten cooler out, with the highs this week just being in the high 60s. On Wednesday, it will be sunny. On Thursday and Friday, it will be partly cloudy. And on Saturday, it will be sunny again. Thanks, guys. Now back to you.
Thanks, Sarah.
I'm very excited for fall.
Definitely. I'm especially ready for Halloween. I've already planned out my costume.
Nice. I'm going as a bug.
Super cool. I think that's all we have for this week. Remember that love is the standard.
Have a great week.